Welcome to Stock Talk with Nico Kritikos. Today we will be going through Wrap Technologies. I'm not normally a fan of penny stocks, but this is a very interesting company with a very interesting product. And I haven't bought any shares yet, but I'm kind of thinking about it. Now, this is a company that is very small. It's only $100 million market cap, and they only have about 50 employees. But last summer, the stock was trading at over $9 a share, and today it's a little bit over $2 a share. So it's come down a lot in the last 6 to 9 months, and I'm going to show you what this company does. So they make a product called the BolaWrap, okay, and it's a device meant to pretty much, it's for law enforcement to shoot this thing at people that wraps them up in this thing, but it doesn't really hurt them that bad. It's a non-lethal weapon. So this is what it looks like. And see, what I'm wondering is, so you can just shoot them while they're moving. Some people have said that they have to be standing still, but even if they're walking away, it'll still work. So, but that's the product they make. Okay, and if you look at their investor presentation, I think they're partnered already with like a few dozen police, like city police teams around the country, but not too many yet. The other thing I wanted to bring up was the fact that this is a small cap company, and small caps are trading at almost, they haven't traded this cheap since 2011. So this does not happen very often. Normally small caps trade right around this 18 forward PE mark. Right now we're at a 13.5. So as you can see, this is the last 23 years. It doesn't come down to these levels very often. So a company like this is probably going to benefit a lot in the next couple of years when small caps come back up. But if we look at Nico's checklist, we can see the stock is down. So that's going to get a yes. For revenue and net income, we have the revenue has been growing. So you can see here they've done 700K, 3.9 million, and then 2021 they're going to do somewhere around 4 million. And so revenue is growing. Net income has been getting worse though. So it is what it is with that. Then we have price to sales and price to earnings. They don't have a price to earnings because they're unprofitable. And what's very interesting is the price to sales metric is trading at what? Last time I saw this, see, they haven't updated, but last time I saw this, it was about a 12. So let's see, we can calculate it right now. This is $100 million market cap, and they're going to do, we'll say for 2022, they're expected to do what? 15 million is the average estimate. So that's a 6 or a 7. It's a 6 or 7 forward price to sales. Very cheap for a company that's growing 87% this year and over 100% next year. That is very hard to find. Not many companies are growing that fast. So that's what makes it very tempting. And I think it's a very useful product. I think the police are going to like that. Because I heard some like police chiefs talking about they wanted weapons that that weren't as harmful to people. So this might be a good one to use, but we'll see what happens. Next up, is the company innovative? Do they have a moat? Yes, this is an innovative product. We haven't really seen anything like this before. This is not a mainstream thing yet, and they do have several patents on the whatever technology or product that they have. So that also serves as a moat. Growing industry, yes. How I just said, I think the police are looking for new products to use, new devices, and this looks like it could be a good fit. Return, all these different ones about profitability and return on capital, those all get a no. And diverse revenue streams. I looked through their investor presentation, and they only talked about that one product. So I think that's the only product they make. And as far as the balance sheet goes, balance sheet looks good, which I was very surprised by this in a good way, because normally these unprofitable companies or fast growing companies, they normally have bad balance sheets, but this was good to see more assets and liabilities. The equity is, they have, I think, yeah, $45 million of equity. That's fantastic for a $100 million company. That's a lot of equity. But equity has been increasing, that's not very common to find. So maybe they're raising money, or I don't know what they're doing, but equity has been growing even though they've been losing hundreds of I think they've been losing millions of dollars a year. Strong share buyback, no. If we look at the number of shares, we can see it's gone from past year, it's up 11%. Not that's probably because they were raising money. Not a great sign, but you know, if you want to, you could read further into it to see, did they raise money to, you know, fund a new project, or, you know, whatever it was. So kind of depends there. But that's bottom line is, if not, that's never a good sign, because they, even if they keep doing that for the next 2 years, then shareholders are going to keep getting diluted, and that's going to push the share price down. So that's never a good sign. Big money or insiders interested? Yes, I think there's a good amount of insiders that own shares in this. So if you look at right here, it says 37% of the shares are held by insiders. That's a great sign. Then you also have the big funds like Vanguard, but since it's such a small company, they only own a couple $1 million worth. But yeah, that's definitely a good sign to see the insiders buying. Then finally, we have, is it founder? This is another one I added to the checklist recently. Is it founder owned, and do they have experienced management? I put yes, the CEO is a co-founder, and when you look at the rest of the team, the rest of the executives, several of them have worked for other big companies, so that kind of proves that they're somewhat credible. But that's pretty much a wrap for wrap, because I don't know, this is definitely a risky stock. Okay, definitely a risky stock, but if it, you know, if it keeps blowing up at the pace it's been doing, and they actually put up 100% revenue growth, and then more police stations around the country want to get it, you know, onto the team. I know they're in Indianapolis, they're in a couple other big cities around the country. And if that keeps happening, then this could either be a stock that, you know, 5X's or 10X's and becomes $1 billion company, or another company might buy them out. That's always a possibility too. So definitely an interesting one to look at. And if you want to, you know, put a small portion of your portfolio dedicated to something like this, might be interesting to see, you know, how fast this company can grow. But that is all for today. That is Wrap Technologies. Let me know what your opinion is down below, and I will see you in the next video.